Soccer fans, AFC Ann Arbor is live and on the air. Welcome to Hallway Field on the campus of Pioneer High School for this USLW matchup between your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oak and Toledo Villa. This is the final home game of the season for AFC Ann Arbor, and it is a big one. If they are able to win this game, there is a trophy on the line as well as the Great Lakes Division. If Ann Arbor is able to win, they're in the number one spot in the Great Lakes Division. So this would be a huge game and get them into the playoffs, where they would play out in Pittsburgh over 4th of July. So this game, Ann Arbor is 6-1-2 on the season. Toledo Villa is 1-7-1. Today's match is presented by Bank of Ann Arbor. Bank of Ann Arbor has been the title sponsor of the club since the first season. It was Bank of Ann Arbor's increased investment that allowed the club to expand with the addition of the women's team in 2019. Thanks to their continued support, our women's and men's team receive equitable support across all facets of the organization. Thank you, Bank of Ann Arbor, for all you do for our club and all of Washtenaw County. As the founding club of the Anti-Racist Soccer Club Coalition, AFC Ann Arbor is leading the efforts to combat racism in our sport and community. Visit anti-racistsoccerclub.com to read the club's entire 10-point plan and to learn more about the coalition, which includes members such as Oakland Roots, Vermont Green FC, and Lansing Commons FC. With initiatives like the CLR Academy, a free youth sports sampling program promoting holistic, healthy living run by AFC Ann Arbor players, along with athletes from the University of Michigan and Eastern Michigan University. CLR Academy was created in partnership with Washtenaw's My Brother's Keeper to better serve the young black and brown children across Washtenaw County. So we are here live at Hallway Field for the final women's game. Women's home game of the season. Of course, if they win today, they go on and they go into the playoffs. Then they will win, if they can win today, the Great Lakes Division for the first time in the the women's squad's history. So looking to get a big win here over Toledo Villa. Of course, Toledo Villa will look to play spoiler, as they don't want to contribute to Ann Arbor winning the division. Let's take a look at a couple items here. As let me pull up the schedule for Ann Arbor. It started off with a win versus Union FC Macomb 2-1. That back on May 9th. Boy, it seems like just a moment ago. On May 14th, they had a draw versus Midwest United. They then, on the May 17th, beat Detroit City here at Hallway Field. That was a big 2-1 win. They then went and hosted Midwest United on the 24th of May. That was a 2-1 win there. They went down to Toledo Villa on May 31st. That was a 2-0 win by AFC Ann Arbor. They'd love to emulate that. Then on the 11th of June, the lone loss, Kalamazoo FC came into Hallway Field and got a 1-0 win. Ann Arbor then went to Kalamazoo FC and had a 1-1 draw. They then went to Detroit City then on the 21st of June, and that was a huge 2-win one at Detroit City. And then their last game was on the 27th, mere 2 days ago, and that was a 3-2 win at Union FC Macomb. That game, if we pull that up, match details, and take a little bit of a closer look at that game. It was for Union Macomb. Jablinski scored in the 50th minute. That was to answer back on a couple AFC Ann Arbor goals. And then they had a goal by Felton in the 82nd minute to get it to a 1-goal game. Ann Arbor, taking a look at their action history, Irvin scored at the 10-minute mark to go up 1-0. And then Irvin scored again at the 46th minute mark. That put them up 2-0. Then it was a goal by Union FC Macomb to make it 2-1. And then Irvin with a score in the 69th minute. And that put them up. That was the game-winning goal and ended up being 3-2 at the end. So Irvin with a hat trick, something that I believe has certainly happened before in the history of AFC Ann Arbor, but does not happen often. It is definitely a unique item. So congratulations to Irvin for getting that hat trick out there and keeping this team moving forward with the goal of winning the division ahead of them. Taking a look at this Toledo Villa team and looking at their match schedule, they started off on the 18th of May with a 3-1 loss to Kalamazoo. That was at home. Then they traveled to Midwest United on the 21st of May. That was a 3-0 win by Midwest United. They then went out to Keyworth Stadium on the 28th of May and fell 6-0 to Detroit City. Then there was that 2-1 win, Ann Arbor over Toledo Villa back on the 31st of May. They then fell to Kalamazoo FC on the 4th. That at Kalamazoo, that was a 6-2 game. They beat Union FC Macomb. That was a 1-0 win by Toledo Villa. They then had a draw at home on the 11th versus Midwest United. That was a 1-1 draw. Union FC Macomb beat Toledo Villa at Toledo Villa back on the 18th. That was a 2-0 win by Union FC Macomb. And then Detroit City FC beat Toledo Villa at home 2-0. So the last two games have been 2-0, and it is a four-game run without a 3-game run without a win for Toledo Villa. They had a draw and 2 losses since their win at Union FC Macomb. So we'll see a little bit more about them and talk about that in just a little bit. I do want to talk about the main goal scorers for AFC Ann Arbor. Obviously, Irvin takes the top with 4 goals, 3 of them being in that last game. She had 1 coming into that game. 3 goals for Barreto. She's in number 2. And then Kopmeyer has 2 goals. She's in the number 3 spot. And then a goal for Paige Sander, a goal for Koch, a goal for Malecki, and a goal for Hill rounds out the scoring for AFC Ann Arbor. So no upcoming games unless Ann Arbor is able to win this one. But if we do take a look at the division standings, as I throw things out at my director who is trying to grab a quick rest before we get going here. As we take a look at that, it's going to be up at the top, AFC Ann Arbor with 9 games played, 6 wins, 1 loss, 2 ties, 20 points with a 2.2 points per match. If we win, we solidify and win the Great Lakes Division today. Detroit City FC right behind us. 9 matches played, 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 points. So 1 point behind us, 2.1 points per match. So we got to win this game to stay ahead of Detroit City. Kalamazoo is in the number 3 spot with 9 games played, 5 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 16 points, 1.7 points per match. Midwest United in the number 4 spot with 10 games played, 2 wins, 4 losses, 4 draws, 10 points with a 1 point per match. Macomb FC, Union FC Macomb has played 10 games, 2 wins, 5 losses, 3 draws, 9 points, and 0.9 points per match. And then finally, Toledo Villa, 9 games played, 1 win, 7 losses, 1 draw, 4 points, and a 0.4 points per match. But you know they're going to give AFC Ann Arbor their best punch forward today. Take a look at the next game. We do have a game that is going to be on the 8th. That is going to be Tuesday, so a week and a couple days. That's Union FC Macomb coming in to play the men's team. That is the final men's match of the season, and that will be here at Hallway Field. There is a alumni game that's going to be happening on July 13th. That is a 3 p.m. game. I don't have a graphic made for that, but that is something that's happening if you want to come out. So there is one kind of game after this. This is the final women's home game, then men's home game. Then we have an alumni game after that on the 13th. So I really appreciate our fantastic director there helping me out as we are counting down here. AFC Ann Arbor has gone to the locker room. Toledo Villa has some players still out getting ready as they are, I'm not sure if this is going to be the kit that they're going to wear. So I'm looking for where I put my binoculars. There we go. So I'm not sure if these is, it does have numbers on the back, so a lot of the times they'll have warm-ups on. but these do have their numbers on the back, so let me flip this and get my... See, this is why I'm in the booth. My level of gracefulness. I try and put on my binoculars, and I flip my hat off and my headset and everything, so it's really good I'm up here. So if this is their kit, it is a dark blue top. They have the numbers in yellow on the back. They have red shorts and black socks. I'm not sure if this is going to be the kit they're going to be wearing. I believe AFC and Arbor is going to be in their gray home kit. So we'll
featuring Toledo Villa versus your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oaks.
Fantastic, Doug, our excellent PA announcer, helping us out
Welcome to the
today.
cozy confines of Hallway Field at Pioneer High School. In the heat, please find some shade. Be sure to get plenty of water and stay hydrated and enjoy the game.
As it is game time temperature 86 degrees out here, so if you are coming, make sure you are well hydrated. We'd love to see you here. A couple of people have some umbrellas just to keep the sun off of them. At this moment, most of the stands are still in the sun. You can come up by the press box, and it's the press box's shadow should slowly start creeping down those stands, keeping our fingers crossed. Taking a look at the starters for Toledo Villa. Creech, number 1, is going to be starting. Searles, number 2, will be starting. And then number 9, Peckham, will be starting. O'Farrell, number 10 for Toledo, is starting. Uncoffer is number 12, and she'll be starting. Number 14, Hannah Rabicki, will be starting. Number 18, Thompson. Number 19, Farrington, will be starting for Toledo. Number 25, Van Ulen. Number 27, Gast, starting for Toledo. And number 34, Jenna Rabicki. On the other side for AFC Ann Arbor, number 1, Preeb, will be starting in goal for Ann Arbor. Number 2, Fisher gets the start. Number 4, Conley, starting for AFC Ann Arbor. Number 5, Diambra, starting for AFC Ann Arbor. Number 7, Permonen, getting the start for AFC Ann Arbor. The leader in goals is Irvin. She has 4 with a coming off of a hat trick. She gets the start. Hershey, number 10, gets the start. Number 14, Fife, starting for Ann Arbor. Number 16, Brand. Number 18, Barretto. And number 21, Hill, are the starters for AFC Ann Arbor. Taking a look, a little bit of information about them. Preeb is a junior at Central Methodist from Winnipeg. She was the 3rd team All-Star for the NAIA this past season. Talking a little bit about Fisher, she's a senior at American University. She went to Plymouth High School, was on the academic honor roll, and she was the 2018 state champion with the Michigan Hawks. As she is very used to this area, both her brother and grandfather played football at Michigan just across the way. Taking a look at Conley, she just graduated Saline High School this year. She's going to Grand Valley State University in the fall and played for the Michigan Jaguars. Number 5, Diambra, is a senior at Eastern Michigan University from Glen Ellen, Illinois. She's a 2-year captain in Eastern Michigan. She was the number 1 defender in D1 MAC in recoveries and dribbles 1, and a 3-time All-American at Eastern Michigan University. Permonen is from Vente, Finland. She is a junior at University of Northwest Ohio. She scored 38 goals in 52 college games. She was second on the team with 3 goals in 7 games at AFC Ann Arbor last season. And taking a look here, Irvin is a sophomore at Michigan. She's from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. She had the game-winning goal versus Alabama for the University of Michigan. Not a bad accomplishment there. As Hershey, she enrolled a semester early at Michigan. She is from Dexter, Michigan, where she graduated summa cum laude in 3.5 years. So not only is she very skilled at soccer, extremely brilliant. She played for the Michigan Hawks as well. A little bit more about our team as talking about Fife. She's also a sophomore transfer to the University of Michigan team. She's an Ann Arbor native. She played for the Michigan Hawks. She was named top drawers soccer's 4-star, one of the 32nd best players in the entire nation. She was also just named to the USA training team. Big accomplishment, and we posted about that. Taking a look at Brand. Brand is at a sophomore at Yavapai College. She's from London, England. She played in the West Ham Academy. And then Barreto. So we take a look at Barreto again. She's number 2 in goals with 3. She's a sophomore at Central Methodist from Venezuela. On the 2024 South American Under-20 top scorer. And she led Central Methodist University with 17 goals in 2024. She was first team all-conference. And taking a look at Hill. A little bit about Hill here. She's a sophomore at Northern Illinois. She's from Burlington, Iowa. And she was on the MAC all-freshman team. That's a little bit about these players for your AFC Ann Arbor, as you have players from all over on this women's team. As a couple of folks from England, from Manchester, London, and Essex, Finland, of course, as we said. Taking a look, Venezuela, Italy, Portugal, Cape Town, South Africa, Calgary, and then a number of folks from Ann Arbor as well. So it's a nice mix, Ann Arbor, Milan, Belleville, and places around here. So it's a good mix of players internationally as well as locally. It's always nice as we have a good crowd coming out. Again, make sure if you are coming down that you stay hydrated. We do want to thank AFC Ann Arbor as they're trying to have their sustainability initiatives, as they have gotten rid of all plastic at the concession stand, so you can get a nice Gatorade in a nice recyclable soda can, which is fun. As the substitutes coming out onto the pitch, we do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Diaza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2025 jerseys available in the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes.
Congratulations to everyone who flashed their library card and got in for free.
Again, this is a big, we want to thank the Ann Arbor District Library. Everyone with the library card got in free today, so we appreciate that.
Summer game code ready for you. 250 big points.
Polestar Detroit is the electric vehicle partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank them. YMCA is the official fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank them for their support for 2025. Of course, Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank them for 10 mighty years of support. Wickfield Properties is the housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank them for 10 years of support housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank you, Lewis Jewelers, for their support. Lewis Jewelers is your diamond store. Again, the Ann Arbor District Library, thank you for their incredible support of not only today's game, but the Mighty Oak in general, as well as all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Units Moving and Storage is the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check them out for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitstorage.com. Destination Ann Arbor is the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. And A20, the sustainability partner of AFC Ann Arbor. A20 supports AFC Ann Arbor's efforts in moving our sustainability initiatives forward. from the elimination of plastic bottles in our concessions to recycled and organic fibers in our team and merch apparel. And again, huge thank you to Diaza for helping make that happen. Again, if you wanted to hear a lot more about it, Jamie, one of the co-owners of this squad, was on Kit Season, and that's KITSZN. And he spent a whole hour and a half talking about decisions on the kits and different history and why they made the decisions they made. And it's really interesting. I highly recommend, if you're into that sort of thing, checking that out, as both squads are getting lined up. Toledo is actually in their red kit, so it looks like that was a warm-up. Red tops, red shorts, black socks. Ann Arbor is in their gray kits with the Bank of Ann Arbor logo on the front, gray shorts and gray socks. We have a youth team going out with the Ann Arbor team. They're in white kits with white shorts. The officials in their bright yellow highlighter tops. As now here comes the walkout, as we'll let you hear that and turn things over to our fantastic public address announcer, Doug.
Good afternoon, and thanks once again for coming out to cheer on the Mighty Oak women as they seek to clinch the Great Lakes Conference title and a berth in the USL Women's League playoffs. First, your visitors from Toledo Villa. Number 27, Jessica Gast. Number 25, Sarah Van Ewen. Number 19, Tegan Farrington. Number 18, Hannah Thompson. Number 14, Hannah Rybicki. Number 12, Elena Unkefer. Number 10, Madeline O'Farrell. Number 9, Allison Peckham. Number 2, Jana Searles. And in the net, number 1, Amelia Creech. And now your starting 11 for AFC Ann Arbor. Come on, you Mighty Oak. Number 21, Juliana Hill. Number 18, Mariana Barreto. Number 16, Chloe Brand. Number 14, Ellie Fife. Number 10, Brianna Harshy. Number 9, Elle Irvin. Number 7, Vivian Permanen. Number 5, Sophia Dambra. Number 4, Cora Conley. Number 2, Eliza Fisher. And your keeper for this afternoon, number 1, Madison Reed.
Also, we want to thank the wonderful officials. We cannot have the game as we love without them, so we appreciate them. As Toledo Villa getting a little fist bumps with the officials, and then AFC Ann Arbor. AFC Ann Arbor getting little fist bumps going the other direction now. We appreciate the young soccer players out there with the AFC Ann Arbor players, so hopefully they had the time of their lives going out there for the starting lineups in the walkout. AFC Ann Arbor, the Diambra, the captain. Well, it looks like she may well know, or O'Farrell, as they have a little fun moment there, and then those two talking to the officials, getting the last moment instructions from the officiating crew. Then Diambra will come over and get into that shot with the starting 11. Again, Eastern Michigan University player, two-time captain, Diambra. We appreciate her and all of her fantastic defensive play throughout this run. AFC Ann Arbor, they win the Great Lakes Division. If they lose, Detroit City is 1 point behind them. This is a huge game. Toledo Villa is not going to want to just roll over and give up this game. So you know we're going to get Toledo Villa's best shot at us. AFC Ann Arbor will have to stay together, play a good game to win the division for the first time in their history. This has been a fantastic team all season long. It has been a privilege to broadcast their home games. If we can win this game, I'm not putting the cart before the horse, but I might have to find my way out to the Pittsburgh area for that first round of the playoffs. Ball getting set in the center circle as we're getting ready. Toledo comes out onto the pitch. Toledo's going to be going from right to left here in this first half. Ann Arbor will be going from left to right. And Creech, the keeper, to our right for Toledo. And Preeb, keeper for AFC Ann Arbor, will be going down to the left. Preeb wearing the blue keeper kit.
Let's have a special shout out to Nutmeg.
And Creech wearing the green keeper's kit. And want to thank Nutmeg out there. That's got to be super exhausting. It's 87 degrees right now. It's gone up a degree. And Nutmeg and all that fur down there. So bless him for being out there and hopefully staying cool as much as possible. Both squads now out on the pitch. Getting ready to go is Irvin, who had a hat trick in the last match versus Union FC Macomb at Union FC Macomb. As folks continuing to come in for the match. We're just waiting to get things kicked off here. All zeros up on the scoreboard, counting up. The officials checking their watch, and there is the whistle. Irvin gets things under play as that's sent ahead by Hershey down onto the far touchline as Ann Arbor trying to bring that ahead, sent all the way back. Diambra moves it back on the far side, now over onto the near wing. That moved ahead by Fife right up the middle. He's trying to get to that. Toledo stealing it away as Conley was trying to get to it. That fired down the far side by Searles. Now battle for right at center. Conley trying to pull that away. Toledo with it. Coming ahead is Searles. That ball all the way down onto the far touchline, trying to bring it ahead as that goes out the far touchline. Throw-in by Fisher on that far touchline for Ann Arbor. As we are in the first minute, scoreless so far between these two squads as that ball over to Conley. Conley sends it down the near touchline. Brand has it. Brand Over to Permonen. Permonen looking for the cross. Permonen sends it across. Is that knocked off of Van Ewen? Good defense by Van Ewen, and that picked up by Creech. Creech has it for Toledo coming out to the edge of the 18. Here in the second minute, scoreless so far. Ann Arbor wins. They win the Great Lakes Division. Toledo just trying to play spoiler here in this final game of the regular season for them as well. Uncoffer had it, sending it down, and that out the far touchline. Throw in for Fisher, for Ann Arbor. Fisher wafting it down the far touchline, trying to play it out there and get ahead is Barreto. That ball back. Toledo has it on the far touchline now, trying to arc it towards the center of the pitch. Back over there with it is Uncoffer. That ball again right on the far touchline, trying to get past. That will go out. Throw in by Toledo right in front of the Ann Arbor bench. That lofted over, played down off the body. Trying to bring it across. Battle over there as Uncoffer. There's a whistle. That will be a foul and a kick by Toledo. Searles has it set to kick it away just on the edge of the attacking third. Searles on that far flank. Ready to send this up the pitch. Searles pointing out. There's the whistle. Searles, left hand raised. And arced in, and that's a goal. As Toledo puts it in, Prieb trying to get a piece of it, but Searles puts Toledo up 1-0 here in the 4th minute. So Toledo goal, Searles puts it in, and Ann Arbor is down 1-0.
Toledo Villa leads the contest 1-0.
Again, looking to try and win this matchup to win the Great Lakes Division, but they're going to have to come back to do it as Toledo with a fantastic set piece to get the opening goal. That ball sent down in along the far wing. Farrington trying to pull that away. That goes out the far touchline. Arced in, played down. Back, sent over onto the near wing. Trying to get to it is Hannah Rabicki. Sent back. Firing it ahead is Van Ewen. Van Ewen towards midfield as Hill pops it up for Ann Arbor. Onto the near wing. Permonen bringing it ahead. Permonen down on the near touchline. Trying to feed it across as that was Hershey. Gets it back on a give and go. Up the near touchline. Avoids some deals. Plays through some contact. Permonen now trying to get it across. That popped off the back of Searles. That ball out the near touchline. That is going to be a goal kick for Toledo. They have the 1-0 lead here in the 5th minute. Ann Arbor down a goal. I believe that's Searles with it, who is the goal scorer. She's has that ball set on the 6, raises the left hand. Line drive down, popping it up is Diambra trying to come back. Controlled by Toledo. They move it down onto the near touchline for Searles. Searles trying to get it back over. Sent back by Van Ewen. Now all the way across. Trying to come up the far wing is Gast. Gast puts it up the far touchline. Now back to Gast. Gast lifts it high in the air. Headed by Ann Arbor. Played down. Trying to get across. That ball sent all the way over to Brand. Brand bringing it up the near wing. Brand through the middle third. Brand into the attacking third. Over to Permonen. Permonen back to Brand. Brand sends it as Hershey has it. Hershey trying to feed it through to Permonen. Permonen looking for a cross. Permonen, that knocked down and grabbed by Creech. Creech at the edge of the 18. Good cross, but Creech able to get her hands on it. Ann Arbor down 1 goal. Toledo up a goal. That ball bounces towards the defensive third for Ann Arbor. Down and out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Toledo. Over to take the throw-in. That's being thrown in by Hannah Ribicki. Right back out. Another throw-in by Hannah Ribicki. Sent back, trying to get through it is O'Farrell. O'Farrell has that ball. Conley trying to knock that ball away. Back over to Hannah Ribicki. Hannah Ribicki up the near side of the pitch. Hannah Ribicki trying to get across. That headed up by the Ann Arbor defense. Played down off the body. Hannah Ribicki gets it back. Now back towards midfield. Picked up by Searles. Searles moves it over onto the far wing. That trying to feed it ahead over there was Gast. Now ball sent right back into the middle third. Van Ewen with it there. Van Ewen trying to come right down the near wing. That ball over to Thompson. Down onto the near side of the pitch and out the near touchline. That's going to be a throw-in down there for Hannah Ribicki. Hannah Ribicki trying to keep it in the field of play. Moves it back to Van Ewen. Now rocketed all the way across by Van Ewen into the 18 and grabbed by Preeb. Toledo has had the ball and has been attacking for a good piece of this opening 7.5 minutes as we're here in the 8th minute. And Arbor sends the ball back towards center. Now over to Brand. Brand races down the near touchline. Brand arcs it down, trying to get to Permonen. That a little out of her reach. Grabbed back there by Van Ewen. Van Ewen. And blasted, popped up by Harshy. Played down, Permonen with it. Permonen feeds it back towards center. Now that ahead by Irvin, taken away by Toledo. Down onto the near wing, they move it over to Hannah Ribicki. Ribicki back, trying to bring it ahead is Van Ewen. Van Ewen towards midfield, and popped up by Hill. Trying to get to it is Irvin. That ball headed right back into the middle third. Played down there is Fife trying to get to it. That ball over to Conley. Conley trying to get it through, and that will go all the way into the 18. Plucked up there. Is that grabbed by Creech? Here in the 9th minute, Ann Arbor down a goal. That ball down the far flank. And trying to keep it in. That fed all the way back into the defensive third. Hill moves it over into the 18. Now Preeb over to Fife. Fife coming up the near side of the pitch. Fife arcs it all the way across. Fisher has it. Up the far wing. That launched all the way down. Trying to head it is Irvin, but that right over to Creech. Creech plucks it up into the 18. We are in the 9th minute here at Hallway Field, 1-0. The visitors with the lead. Ann Arbor looking to hopefully get this game equal and level. All the way back out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Brand on this near touchline. Brand gets it back over to Fife. Fife in her own defensive third. Fife all the way across to Hill. Hill up the center of the pitch. Hill rolls it down over to Fisher. Fisher coming up the far touchline. Fisher trying to feed it over. That ball controlled. Ann Arbor sends it, and that will be plucked up by Creech in the 18. That ball fed ahead, and just no one there to able to take advantage of as we head into the 11th minute. Creech arcs the ball down onto the far side of the pitch, headed up by Toledo. And trying to move it into the attacking third. Hill has it. Hill trying to get it ahead to Harshy. Harshy up the center of the pitch. Harshy coming over onto the near wing. Harshy sees Permonen, gets a nice through ball. Permonen with a cross. And knocked away. Toledo able to keep it in play as they try and clear it out of their defensive third. Stolen away by Permonen. Permonen looking for a cross. Permonen gets it over. Now Irvin, who had 3 goals in the last game, trying to get it back as collision there. That ball goes out, and that is going to be a foul and a kick, I believe. Or is it just going to be a throw-in? I think it's going to be a foul and a kick. They'll send that ball right back to the spot. Toledo will kick it away over there, as I believe that is Van Nieuwen, or is that hand raised? Excuse me, that's Jenna Rubicki. So ball all the way down ahead. Hill trying to move it right back into the center. Conley trying to work her way through traffic now. Irvin has it on the far touchline. Irvin trying to get back. Gets it over onto the far wing for Fisher. Fisher back over to Hill. Hill in her own defensive third. All the way over to Brand on the near touchline. Brand right over center. Brand coming down the near touchline. Brand feeds it into the 18, trying to get to it as Irvin, and that plucked up by Creech. Toledo maintains their 1-goal advantage here in the 13th minute. Creech lifts that ball high down. Played off the body down onto the near wing and out. That will be a throw-in for Ann Arbor as Brand has it. Brand looks up the pitch. Brand over to Permonen. Permonen back to Brand. Brand trying to feed it through over to Conley. Conley trying to move it ahead to Permonen, but that knocked away over there by Hannah Rubicki. Controlled all the way across by Thompson. Thompson moves it back. Now sent ahead by Gast. Rocketed down that far touchline. Fisher over to get to it as that goes out the far touchline. That will be an Ann Arbor throw-in. So Fisher gets it right to Hill in her defensive third. Hill over to Fife. Fife coming up the center of the pitch. Fife now into the middle third. Fife back to Hill. Hill looks up the pitch. Back to Fife over onto the near side of the pitch. Fife over to Brand. Brand up the near touchline right at midfield. Brand back over to Fife. Fife all the way across to Fisher. Fisher plays it down over midfield. Fisher racing down the far wing. Fisher into the attacking third. Fisher trying to get a ball into the 18 and played down and fired right back and starting their rush the other direction. Here comes Toledo into the middle third. Ann Arbor takes it. Hershey trying to move it over, but that intercepted. Good challenge by Ann Arbor as Hershey trying to get through. Right over center. Hershey up over to Conley. Conley into the attacking third. Conley looking for a cross. That ball back over to Hershey. Hershey now taking it down. Hershey fires it, and that plucked up by Creech. Good shot, but Creech able to take a couple steps to her right and pluck that out of midair. We're now in the 14th minute. Toledo with a goal in the 4th minute. They have the 1-0 lead as that was Searles who put Toledo ahead. Now Ann Arbor trying to get this game level. They need a win here to guarantee the Great Lakes division as Permonen trying to get to it. And ball into the 18, plucked up by Creech. Ann Arbor looking for a good through ball, trying to put some pressure on Creech. Creech sends a low-lying drive, bounces right at midfield. Moved ahead, then sent back over by Nkamfer. Now blasted ahead back over there by Thompson. Played away by Ann Arbor onto the near touchline. Fisher with it. Fisher trying to get it back over to Fife. Fife into the 18. And Fife all the way over to Hill. Hill keeps it from going out the far touchline. Hill up that far touchline. Pressure back there by Thompson. Now that ball all the way over to Brand. Brand brings it up the center of the, up over midfield. Brand trying to move it over. That knocked away. Sent back by Hannah Rubicki. Now ahead by Van Nieuwen. Van Nieuwen gets it over to Peckham. Peckham all the way across. Toledo trying to feed it down the far touchline. That taken away. Now ahead to Conley. Conley trying to get it through to Permonen, but that knocked away by Searles. Searles intercepted back over there by Thompson. Thompson gets it blasted ahead by Gast. Gast trying to get it into the defensive third for Ann Arbor, but Hill sends it right back over to Preed. Preed has it to Fife. Fife All the way on the near touchline to Brand. Brand moves it right back over to Deambra. Deambra back to Hill. Hill. Right up the center of the pitch. Hill launches it, looking for good service down the far touchline, trying to keep it in and just could not do it. It's good opportunity down that far touchline, but able to sneak out. It'll be a throw-in by Toledo. That ball headed up over there by O'Farrell. O'Farrell. That is going to be an Ann Arbor throw-in right in front of the Toledo bench. Fisher throws it in. Conley trying to tip that over, battle for it, trying to make her way over to get it is Barreto. Challenge there, Barreto trying to pull it back, but Toledo keeps possession. He's moving it over there is Jenna Ribicki. Challenge on that far touchline. That's going to turn into a free kick for Toledo. So they'll send it away from their defensive third. Here in the 18th minute. It's a warm one out here, 87 degrees. Not a couple puffy clouds in the sky, but not much. It is truly summer here in Michigan. That ball back, gassed, ready to move it ahead. Hand raised. Over midfield, played down over there, trying to turn on and bring it ahead isn't Kaffer. Goes out the far touchline. Toledo with the throw-in. That's going to be Jenna Ribicki with the throw-in. Headed up and right out. Is that 32? I didn't think I had 32 on my roster. Let's double check things here. As trying to bring it ahead, that ball back over onto the far wing. And now Ann Arbor to move it ahead. Ball all the way over to Brand. Brand coming up the near touchline. Brand moves it back. All the way over to Fife. Fife. Now trying to get to that ball. Hershey. Chips it over. Now back over to Brand. Brand. And all the way into the 18, pulled away. I don't have a 25. That's okay. So that ball fired ahead. Tipped. Brand has it. Right at midfield. Gets it back over to Fife. Fife. Trying to move it over. Right back to Brand. Brand. Bringing up the near wing. Brand. Trying to get it through. That knocked away. It's battle for it. Thompson trying to feed it ahead. That out the near touchline. Toledo with it here in the 21st minute. Toledo has the 1-0 lead. That ball into Peckham. Peckham trying to get it all the way across. Now that ball launched by Jenna Ribicki. All the way back into the defensive third for Ann Arbor. Hill has it there. Hill moves it over to Fife. Fife up the center of the pitch. Fife over to Deambra. Back to Fife. Now over to Hershey. Hershey over to Hill. Hill to Fisher on the far touchline. Fisher back to Hill. Hill brings it up the pitch. Hill just shy of the blockades. Launches it down on to near touchline. Headed up by Toledo. Played down by Permonen. Permonen trying to get it over. Knocked down back over there by Thompson. Thompson trying to feed it ahead. Now Now played back over. Hannah Rabicki gets it back into the 18. And fed ahead by Gast. Played down. Fisher trying to get to it. Fisher. That is going to be a whistle and a foul. So Toledo will have the kick just on the edge of their own defensive third. Here in the 22nd minute, 1-0 Toledo with the lead. They have the kick. That'll be in the middle third. Hand raised, Jenna Rabicki trying to move it ahead. Peckham with the ball, back over onto the near wing, then sent over to Van Ewen. Van Ewen up the near side of the pitch. Van Ewen over midfield. Van Ewen trying to move it. That ball played over. Now pass by O'Farrell. Played down. Hershey with it. Hershey for Ann Arbor into the middle third. Over to Permonen, and that just behind Permonen. She tried to get her foot on it, but just couldn't do it. But a foul, and Ann Arbor with the ball in the middle third here in the 23rd minute. Hershey with the ball. Hershey all the way across to Fisher. Fisher has it on the far touchline. Fisher moving it ahead. Fisher trying to launch it. That knocked down by Toledo. Diambra trying to get it back. Now that launch by Fisher into the 18. Permonen trying to get to it on a bounce, and that grab by Creech. There is a collision as Toledo player down. Diambra over. She gives her a pat on the shoulder, as we'll hope that that Toledo player is all right. As they'll call for the trainers to come over. I cannot see the number on the ground there. I don't think they have numbers on the shorts, and I can't see it anyway from here. We want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes A20, the sustainability partner of AFC Ann Arbor. A20 supports AFC Ann Arbor's efforts, moving our sustainability initiatives forward. From the elimination of plastic bottles in our concession to the recycled and organic fibers in our team and merch apparel. A20. We also want to thank Destination Ann Arbor, the tourism partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Destination Ann Arbor supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org. As I continue to work on the Toledo player there, we want to thank Units Moving and Storage, the official storage partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Call them for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitsstorage.com. Continue to work on the player down there.
Well, this injury timeout is segueing into our first half water break.
So they'll go right into the water break there. As coming off the pitch, as that is Peckham, who was down. Peckham comes off the pitch there.
And while I have you, here's a special shout out to number 34 from Toledo, Jenna Rabicki, who I should have announced as a starter early on. She was in the other column. It was totally my fault.
This is the lone Great Lakes game today. Checking out the standings here.
Take a look at the
Great
team
Lakes.
apparel partner from Diaza. Check out the new 2025 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth and adult sizes. Wear the jerseys the teams wear.
As now water break has ended, everyone getting right back out ready to go here. Now that ball, Creech has it in the 18. Creech Lifts it ahead here in the 27th minute. Hershey looking to get that. That blasted forward by Searles. Now Fife moves it over. Fisher on that far touchline, trying to avoid pressure by Toledo. That ball moved ahead. Over to Diambra. Now to Brand. Brand brings it up the near side of the pitch. Brand. Over, intercepted, and pulled away back over there by Thompson. Thompson moves it back over to Honorabicki. Honorabicki gets it to Van Ewen. Van Ewen all the way across. And that launched by Gast. Knocked down, controlled right in the center of the pitch. And moved right back over to Thompson. Thompson lifts it down. Knocked away, trying to pull it away. Good job by Ann Arbor. Coming ahead right over midfield. That ball over to Hershey. Hershey got it. As that was Barreto with it. Now trying to get to Conley. That fired away by Gast. That ball right back into the middle third. Searles trying to get to it. Now over onto the near wing. Brand over to Fife. Fife gets it back over to Hill. Hill ahead to Hershey. Hershey up the near side of the pitch. Hershey over to Permonen. Permonen up the near touchline. Permonen looking for a cross. Permonen, that blocked and out the end line. That will be a set piece here for Ann Arbor as Hershey comes over to take this corner here in the 28th minute. So Hershey gets the ball set, ready to send this one away. She waits for everyone to get set. Everyone a little past the goal. As that lifted up high, headed, and down on the far touchline, held in. Now Hershey trying to get it over again. That headed up back. Played down back over there by Uncoffer. All the way down. Fisher will let that roll out the far touchline. Fisher with the quick throw in. Play down off the body over there by Barreto. Barreto over to the center of the pitch. Here comes Fife. Fife gets it to Hershey. Hershey on the near touchline. She tries to get that through. Popped up high. Back over to Hershey. Hershey down off the body. Trying to battle. Trying to keep it away from Toledo. That ball right back over to Fife. Now Hershey. Over to Permonen. Permonen heads up the pitch down the near touchline. Permonen stops. Moves the other direction. Hershey trying to come over to her. Hershey on the near touchline. She has Permonen to her left. Gets the cross. And a little strong as Gast goes over and lets that go out the end line. Here in the 30th minute, Ann Arbor with some good pressure on Toledo, but they're still down a goal, 1-0 to Toledo Villa. Ann Arbor needs the win to make sure they win the Great Lakes Division and head into the playoffs. One team from the Great Lakes Division goes into the playoffs in the USLW. Right hand raised, that blast by Jenna Rubicki. Headed up. Now, fired ahead and grabbed by Creech into the 18. Opportunity trying to get to it back over there was Permonen. Creech able to get her hands on it. That ball right at midfield, coming ahead with it. Launch down onto the near wing, trying to steal it away and down. No whistle blown. As that ball all the way down into the defensive third, trying to knock it away is Hill. Hill gets it ahead over to Fisher. Fisher all the way to Hershey. Hershey brings it right over midfield. Hershey trying to get this attack going again. Brand up the near touchline. Brand looks to her left. Brand arcing it across. And, oh, big collision. That is a whistle is at the same exact time. Creech and I believe That is Conley who went down. As they both went right for the ball and arrived at the same time as the ball. So that is slow to get up, both players now. Ann Arbor player is up. Creech still being looked at as she's down on the pitch. We hope that she'll be all right.
L. Irvin collided with
Excuse me, that was
goalie
Irvin.
Amelia Creech, who is still down.
That was Irvin, not Conley. He's looking for those blue and or orange and white boots, not all orange boots like Conley. That's what I get for trying to memorize folks' boots and come up with that. Fife and Irvin have similar cleats there as well. We're still working on Creech. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that she'll be all right. As both players were selling out for the ball, trying to get to it, and they both collided. Creech getting the worst of it. She's been very, very good between the woodwork there. As both squads get the majority of both squads over by their coaching staff. Ann Arbor all gathered over there. Most of Toledo, except for 4 players who are out, went by their coaching staff as the trainers continue to work on Creech. We really hope that she's all right, keeping our fingers crossed that it was not too serious. I'm obviously not even close to a doctor, so I will not even try to guess what's going on and leave it to the professionals down there. We are very grateful for our trainers, by the way, taking care of the players. Now, getting warmed up there is either Coakley or Riddle. They both are number 0 on the roster, so I'm not sure which one that is. Creech is sitting up. Happy to see that. Doesn't mean it's not serious, but hopefully that takes some of the possible spinal issues out of it if she's sitting up. As all of Toledo goes over to the bench now. Hopefully these players are keeping hydrated during this break as it is warm. Creech is standing up, and a great round of applause by these fans of both squads. I love the sportsmanship. You always want to make sure that you give a round of applause to the players, whoever's team they are, when they get up. And good to see savvy fans know that and show their appreciation for gutsy play by both teams. We hope Creech getting some water there. Hopefully she'll be all right. As both players selling out to try and get that goal and stop that goal. Toledo is up. 1-0.
For those who are starting to feel the heat already, please note at the merch table we have cooling towels. You soak them in water, they evaporate, they cool your neck. They're pretty awesome.
Okay, do me a favor. Put. Okay, if you hit set, if you guys can hit set and then type in like 3600 and then hit enter and go to start right 5 4 3 2 1 go. Nicely done. Well done.
All right, sorry, I had to deal with a clock issue here as we are in the 37th minute. Still talking with Creech over there, making sure she's all right. Everyone else ready to get going here, but they really want to make sure Creech is all right. The trainers over there making sure that there's no lasting issues, no concussions, nothing like that. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that she'll be all right and continue on. So still talking to Creech there in the 18. Now they'll hand that ball over as we are in the 38th minute. We will have a rather significant stoppage time at the end of this first half, but that's not important. What's important is that Creech is up and doing all right. That ball towards midfield. Diamba trying to get to it now. Fisher up the far touchline. Fisher trying to get through contact. That ball will be out the far touchline. Throw in by Toledo. They have the lead ever since the 4th minute when Searle had a set piece and it just, Preeb had it in the tips of her fingertips but could not pull it in, and it ended up going in the goal. Valiant attempt. Now coming ahead. Here comes Barreto. Barreto moves towards the center of the pitch. Barreto gets it. That's Conley now. Conley gets it over onto the near wing, over to Brand. Brand sends it in, and Creech gathers it up. Creech in the 18, coming out to the edge of the 18. Creech, right foot into it. Fisher trying to feed it ahead, headed up by Harshy. Battle for right at midfield. Tipped right over to Permonen. Permonen trying to move it back as that was Arbor who did a good job to steal that away. Here comes Brand. Brand rocking it ahead. Irvin trying to get it over. That ball launched all the way back. Now moved back over. Fisher over to Brand. Brand into the attacking third. Brand trying to get through. That knocked away off the body by Toledo. Gathered up. Coming towards the center. Conley goes back to get it. Conley trying to feed it through. Now launched into the 18. And that will get placed up as I think that was Barreto who tried to launch it over, but gathered up by Creech. Toledo started off the game with a lot of possession in Ann Arbor's end. A lot of time in the attacking third. Now Ann Arbor trying to make that happen for themselves. They just are trying to get this game level. Brand moves it over to Harshy, back to Brand, now over to Hill. Hill just on the edge of the middle third, all the way over to Fisher. Fisher up the far touchline. Fisher now all the way over, all the way across the pitch over to Brand. Brand up the near wing. Brand trying to make it into the attacking third. Gets it over to Permonen. Permonen heads towards the center of the pitch. Permonen now across. Conley stutter steps to her right, trying to get it through, but that knocked all the way back. Now Harshy trying to knock it away. That ball moved ahead to Peckham. Peckham has it into the middle third. Peckham launching it down the far wing, trying to get it over to Nkoffer. Nkoffer now gets through contact. Nkoffer trying to work her way around as Harshy trying to pull that away. That ball all the way across, tipped away by Fisher. Just trying to get that away from Peckham. Now that ball launched over. Conley getting it before Thompson can, but Toledo firing that ball right back in. Headed back over. Fisher on that far touchline. Fisher into the middle third. Fisher trying to feed it through traffic, but that grab by Searles. Searles Oh, that is going to be a foul and a kick by Ann Arbor as Diambra gets it over to Fisher. Fisher. Now all the way over to Brand. Brand has it. So you can hear the fire engines going somewhere. We wish them Godspeed and success wherever they're going. All the way back. Fisher has it. Back in the middle third. Fisher trying to get a through ball. That ball over and launched all the way back. Good job back over there. So I believe that was Jenna Rubicki who knocked that away. Right back to Brand. As Ann Arbor trying to get it into the 18 as leaping up, Irvin trying to get her head on it, and it just slipped past out the end line. That should be a goal kick as Creech will have it set, and Jenna Rubicki will send this away from the 6.
Our fitness partner, the YMCA. We thank the Ann Arbor YMCA for their support in 2025.
And your YMCA there. We want to also thank the Ann Arbor District Library for their incredible support of the Mighty Oak and for all they do for the Ann Arbor community. Also want to thank Lewis Jewelers, your diamond store. Ball tipped away back over there by Unkoffer. Now Ann Arbor has it. Trying to launch it through to Permonen. Permonen trying to get past this. She is down onto the pitch at the top of the 18. That will be grabbed in the 18 by Creech. Creech moves that down the pitch. Fife heads it over to Brand. Brand back to Fife. Fife trying to avoid pressure by Unkoffer. All the way over to Preeb in the 18. Preeb gets it to Hill. Hill bringing it up the center of the pitch. Hill back to Fife. Fife. We also want to thank Wickfield Properties, the official housing partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Wickfield Properties for housing the visiting players of AFC Ann Arbor for the last 10 years. Also, of course, the title sponsor, Bank of Ann Arbor. Thank you for 10 mighty years of support of AFC Ann Arbor. Here comes Hershey. Hershey down onto the near wing. Hershey looking for a cross on the edge of the 18. Hershey trying to stop. Heads back up the pitch. Hershey getting a cross. That goes all the way back over. Played down by Barreto. Barreto firing it in and Creech with the save. As you heard, YMCA, the official fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. And Polestar Detroit, the official electric vehicle partner of AFC Ann Arbor. And finally, when you come to the stadium, check out the merch booth or go to afcannarbor.com to check out all the amazing Diaza apparel and merch. We want to thank Diaza, the official apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. As that ball will come into the middle third. It's going to be sent away by Toledo as we are moments from stoppage time. Trying to see if someone will put up a set of fingers to tell us how much stoppage time. First, Jenna Rubicki feeds that in, top of the 18. Battling back there is Unkoffer. Heads it down. Now Fisher has it. Fisher brings it down the far wing. We are in the 45th minute, about to enter stoppage time. As Toledo bringing that ball forward, and Preeb knocks it down and plucks it up as we are in stoppage time now. As that ball, Hershey moves it back over to Hill. Hill back over to Hershey. As we bring it ahead. Now bringing it, here comes Permonen. Permonen dispossessed back over there by Searles. Searles moves it ahead. Racing with it is Peckham. Peckham down the far wing. Peckham trying to get past Hill. Hill trying to...
Of 7 minutes of injury time.
A minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time. As I did not start my stopwatch right when this started.
Let's also take this time to thank our title sponsors, Bank of Ann Arbor. We thank Bank of Ann Arbor for 10 mighty years of continued support. Bank of Ann Arbor helps.
That's 32, who I do not have on my roster over there with the throw-in. At time I try and double check what I don't have. Thompson with it, and that is going to be offside. And Arbor will send it away right around the 6. Fife bringing it ahead here in stoppage time. Minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time. Toledo has the 1-0 lead. And Arbor needs 2 goals to get this win and try and solidify the Great Lakes Division Championship. Toledo has other plans as they want to get a huge win here, get their 2nd win of the season. They want to play spoiler, as an Ohio team would love to take away a championship from a Michigan team. Over midfield, and launched away. Brand trying to get it. Permonen battling. Permonen and pulled back. With it is Gast with a good defensive play. Up the near wing. Here comes Toledo, stolen away, bringing it ahead. And Fife had it. That moved back. Moved back ahead to Fife. Fife gets it over to Diambra. Diambra all the way across, over to Fisher. Fisher on the far touchline, over to provide some coverage is Peckham. Trying to launch it in, played down off the body, now fired ahead by Gast. That ball back, Hill has it on the Ann Arbor side of midfield. Hill over to Fisher. Fisher trying to move it ahead. Now Barreto trying to get past as Gast trying to steal it away from Barreto. Barreto with the launch, and that right over to Creech. Creech gathers that in. We are in a minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time here at Hallway Field. It's a warm 87 degrees here. Lots of humidity. As that ball bounces right towards midfield. Knocked away. Toledo trying to get to it, trying to get it over. Hill. Now down the near wing, coming in. As that'll go in, and a goal. As Toledo goes up 2-0 as Nkoffer puts it in, and it's a Toledo goal by number 12, I believe. And Ann Arbor now looking up at a 2-goal Toledo lead, and winning the division just became that much more difficult.
In the 49th minute, Toledo goal by number 12, Elena Unkefer.
So Unkefer.
Toledo now leads 2-0.
That ball out the far touchline, throw in by Toledo. So you have a minimum of 3 more minutes of stoppage time here. That ball down on the far touchline, trying to work her way through is Conley. Conley coming ahead with it. Conley moving it over onto the far wing. Irvin with it. Irvin trying to get it over to Permonen. That ball headed away. Good defensive play as Permonen was right behind looking for that cross. Here comes Brand, who tries to service it in. Played down by Barreto. Barreto trying to pop it up and fire it in. Creech with the save. Creech brings it out. Plucks it up. What a shot, but Creech able to get the save as we continue in stoppage time here. 2-0. Toledo trying to play spoiler as that ball lifted ahead. Conley trying to get to it right over, playing it over there, trying to pull that away is Peckham. Peckham gets it over. Ungefer coming down the far wing. She has the 2nd goal by Toledo right into the 18, plucked up by Preeb. Preeb out at the edge of the 18. Preeb rolls it over to Fife. Fife bringing it up the center of the pitch. Fife over. It's Conley there. Conley blasting it. As Barreto down the far wing. And over as Searles gets it right onto the center. Now back over onto the near wing as Jenna Ribicki gets it right back from Hannah Ribicki. Excuse me, that's Gast with it. Gast moving it ahead. Thompson trying to get it all the way down to Ungeford. Hungerfer gets it. That plucked up by Preeb. Preeb lifts it down the pitch, headed up there. Big head by Thompson, played down. Trying to work her way through traffic was Fife. Hungerfer trying to keep it, and that goes out the far touchline. As that is going to be Ann Arbor ball. Ann Arbor ahead to Conley. Conley now racing. Irvin with it. Irvin cuts towards the center of the pitch. Irvin gets it back over to Hershey. Hershey trying to move it. Here comes Permonen. Back over. Permonen. Back over to Hershey. Hershey trying to get across. That headed up by Toledo. Played down. Ann Arbor, an opportunity in the 18, but good defensive play by Toledo. Moved down. Hershey trying to get that ball, but sent all the way back. And that will be the end of the first half. At the end of one, Toledo has the commanding 2-0 lead, and Ann Arbor has a lot of work to do if they want to win the Great Lakes Division, as they're going to have to get 3 goals here to make sure they solidify it.
Thanks to Polestar, the electric vehicle partner.
As we will have our, we'll take a moment.
Please use this time to head to the merch store to get some water to hydrate. And while
Trying to
you're
get my
there,
computer
check
back
out
up here,
friends at
as
the
we'll
Arbor
have
District
our
Library and our friends at Neighbors
scoreboard
for
report
Neighbors
coming up, but let's play a little bit of music and we will be right back as you are watching AFC Ann Arbor on Sports Engine Play, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
You will see the
taking a look at the Great Lakes Division scoreboard here for this last week. Back to the 24th, it was Kalamazoo with a 4-1 win over Midwest United. On the 25th, Detroit FC had a 2-0 win over this Toledo Villa team. On the 27th, it was AFC and Arbor with a 3-2 win over Union FC. And then on the 28th, Detroit FC won their final game. That was at Kalamazoo 3-1. So Detroit FC has a 2-point lead. They have 22 points. Ann Arbor has 20. If Ann Arbor does not win this game, Detroit City FC will win the Great Lakes Division of the USLW. Ann Arbor cannot have a draw. They cannot lose. They must win to get all 3 points to go ahead of Detroit City FC to win the Great Lakes Division. And they are squarely looking down the barrel of a 2-goal deficit by this Toledo Villa team. So it's going to have to be a heck of a second half for AFC and Arbor if they want to win this Great Lakes Division. I'm sure this team had some big soul searching during halftime coming out, and Toledo more than happy to play spoiler and keep Ann Arbor from winning the division. They're looking for their second win on the season. Toledo is. They would like to win this. They would like to win this game to end the season on a high note. Maybe try and carry that into next season. As 45 minutes is up on the clock. Just waiting for the Toledo team to come out. Ann Arbor is all out. Ann Arbor is going to be going from right to left here in the second half. And still waiting for the Toledo team to come out. I want to thank all the Main Street hooligans that are here. And interesting, Toledo, when the men's squad was here for the friendly not that long ago, they had a couple supporters with a bunch of drums and all, and apparently they did not make it for the women's squad battle here today. I haven't heard a lot of drums from the Main Street hooligans either, so it might be just a little hot for that. Is second half temperature 87 degrees still, so it's 1 degree higher than kickoff. Here comes the Toledo team out of the locker room. Sprebe goes down to the right. She gets set. Well, it was a goal by Searles in the 4th minute by Toledo, and in the 49th minute, it was a goal by Unkefer. And that is the difference. Good crowd here on a warm evening for the final women's home game of the season. Ann Arbor hanging out on the pitch, Toledo. Getting loose there, getting warmed up, and the officials bringing the ball to the center of the center circle. Hermonen and Barreto on that center line for Ann Arbor. Now here comes Toledo out onto the pitch. Creech heads down to the left. Not really any wind today to speak of. The flag just gently blowing from left to right, but I don't believe that's had any huge effect on the match. Peckham right at the center circle, ready to get things going. As it is the last half of the regular season. Ann Arbor trying to continue their season, but they will need 3 goals at minimum to do it. Toledo trying to go out on a win. They just need strong defense. Peckham set to kick this away. There's the whistle, and we are underway. Toledo with the ball. Searles gets it back over onto the far wing. Irvin trying to provide some pressure. That ball right into the middle, trying to bring it head over there is O'Farrell. O'Farrell moves it back. Now Thompson has it over onto the near wing, sent ahead by 32. Here comes Hill for Ann Arbor. Hill feeding it down on the far end. Promonin trying to get to it. Promonin out there onto the far touchline. Promonin moves it back over to Brand. Brand trying to move ahead, back to Promonin. Promonin looking for a cross, gets it over to Conley. Conley trying to work her way through three defenders. That sent right back into midfield. That ball collected. Here comes Toledo. Trying to race ahead with it is Peckham. Peckham into the attacking third. Peckham, Fife trying to mark her. Now Hill trying to stay ahead. That shot plucked up by Preeb. Here in the 46th minute at Hallway Field, Toledo with the 2-goal lead, 2-0. All pressure squarely on the Mighty Oak, trying to get to the postseason, but they need 3 goals to do it. Conley puts it on that far touchline, bringing it ahead. Stopped into that far wing, moved right back over to Conley. Conley trying to feed it ahead.
Awesome work.
And again, the clock trying to give us issues. Fantastic work by the team getting that fixed, as that will come back. Blasted by Preeb down onto the near wing. Barretto gets it over, now fired ahead by Hershey. All the way across to Conley. Conley bringing it up that far, the far wing. All the way back, trying to keep it in. Good job, sent right back over to Conley. Conley trying to get across, heads up the pitch, and that goes out the end line. That is going to be a corner. So good job by Ann Arbor to earn a big set piece here. So we're here in the 48th minute.
AFC Ann Arbor.
Hershey
Corner kick.
over to take this as she gets set. Hershey has the ball right where she wants it, steps back, raises her left hand, low line drive, and Diambra heads it, but that just goes wide to the near side. Oh, if she could have gotten just a little bit more on that, but good opportunity for Ann Arbor, but they are still down by 2 goals. And ball set, ready to move it away. Hannah Rubicki raises her right hand. Played down, Diambra, that back, trying to get over to it is Barretto. She's dispossessed. Down onto the pitch, Barretto trying to get it back as Searles has it. Now Conley trying to feed it forward. That intercepted. Here comes Barretto. Barretto up the far wing. Barretto puts it in, and that grabbed by Creech. Good opportunity, but Creech right on top of it. That ball right to midfield. Toledo controls, moved back over onto the near wing for Thompson. Thompson has that blocked. Here comes Barretto. Barretto trying to come in as she'll go down. That will be a whistle and a foul. A yellow card comes out. So that is going to be a yellow card. I believe that's on number 18, Thompson, who picks up the yellow card. This will be a big set piece here, Hershey.
Yellow card issued to number 18 for Toledo, Hannah Thompson.
As she is put into the book, the official has her written down. Or is she trying to get folks where she wants them? Now she gets back a couple steps. That ball, low line drive, kicked it just wide by inches to the far side of the far post. Hannah Ribicki gets the ball set here in the 51st minute. Ann Arbor could really use a goal soon to get this offense humming. They've kept some pressure on Toledo, but Toledo's defense and Creech have been very solid. That ball back, Conley has it. Ann Arbor player down. Is that Diambra? Trying to see. It's a collision on a head. The official right in the way for me to see who that is. She is up and that was indeed Diambra. There is, I believe, one of the Toledo players has a cut as one of the trainers comes out and gets a glove put on. So the Toledo player not down on the pitch but getting attended to. A lot of the times that's a cut, they gotta get stopped bleeding so she can continue to play. And it looks like they probably collided heads because the trainer working on Thompson's head there.
We're not tired because we practiced.
So we hope that she's all right. Good to see Diambra up. So it looks like the trainer hopefully has things set there. So the trainer goes off to the side with Thompson. She's had an eventful minute or so there. So she'll be looked at on the side. That ball will be Ann Arbor's as Conley has it. Conley, center of the pitch. Conley launches it all the way down the far end and headed back is Searles. Turning on it, Searles sends it down the far touchline and all the way back into the defensive third. Preeb moves it down that far touchline, and that is going to be thrown all the way back. That is going to be a kick by Toledo. I did not see what the impetus was of that. Left hand raised, ready to send this one away. Hannah Ribicki. Played down, Toledo moves it over. That's a shot that got blocked into the 18, plucked up there by Preeb. That was a blast out there by O'Farrell. Now the ball down the far touchline. Racing ahead with it. Ball sent back. Searles trying to get to it. Moved back as Conley trying to pick up a piece of it. Now back the other direction. That fed ahead. And shot, and that's the third goal. As that goal in by Peckham, that is going to make things really difficult here in the 54th minute. As Toledo goal, Peckham puts it in, and the postseason is in very big danger here for Ann Arbor.
Toledo goal scored by number 9, Allison Peckham. Her second of the afternoon. Toledo now leads AFC Ann Arbor 3-0.
Ann Arbor has to get 4 goals in order to win the division, and they're going to have to get started ASAP if that's going to happen. Down the far touchline, trying to send it back over to Irvin. That ball knocked back on the far touchline, out the far touchline. Quick throw in by Ann Arbor. That ball back into midfield. Here comes Irvin. Irvin could really use a hat trick from her. She had 3 in the last game. We could use that plus one. Today, as that ball headed in the 18 but goes out. The end line promoted. An opportunity That ball set, ready to send it away. Hand raised into the middle third, headed up there, trying to come over to it. Barreto plays it down off the body. Barreto trying to move it over onto the far wing, knocked right back into the middle third. Picked up there by Hershey. Hershey gets it over to Brand. Brand trying to into the 18 as that headed back and over in along the far wing and out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick.
Need to put another score on the scoreboard.
As 3-0 Toledo with the lead. That ball set up on a Ribicki. Right hand raised as it's a quiet Ann Arbor crowd now as they're a little shell-shocked on this Toledo offense trying to rain on Ann Arbor's party. That one goes, looks like it went out the touch line. That is going to be a throw-in as O'Farrell has that throw-in. Up, back, down, looking to get to it. Back over there is Van Uyen. Van Uyen. Oh, tipped away by Ann Arbor, but controlled and blasted all the way up the near touchline. That will go. Good job by Fisher to stop it. Fisher gets it ahead. Here comes Barreto. Barreto, top of the 18. Barreto trying to work her way through traffic. That's stolen away. Hershey gets it back. Hershey trying to move it over. Hershey down onto the near wing. Hershey fires it. That blasted off of a Toledo defender. That off of number 32. And played down off the body. Toledo firing it into the middle third. Played down by Fisher. Fisher rolls it right back over to Hill. Pressure coming by Peckham, who has the third goal. 3-0. Toledo with the lead. Here comes Permonen. That ball all the way over. Tipped. Trying to get to it is Brand. That ball played away. Toledo moves it back and blasts it all the way towards the middle third. Ball played down by Fife. Fife trying to get it over. Fife over to Conley. Conley trying to weave her way through traffic, trying to get herself around Thompson. Conley on that far touch line. Gets it over to Permonen. Permonen back over to Brand. Brand gets it over to Fife. Launched into the 18. Headed up. And that will go out the end line. Corner kick for Ann Arbor. As Irvin has it set. Irvin gets herself caught in the flag. She gets up laughing at herself. That happens. That ball knocked down all the way over. Fife has it. It looked like she was trying to go short, but caught the flag, and that just kind of messed up her follow-through. Fife gets it back over to Hill. Hill over. I think that's Brand up the center of the pitch, trying to get it over. Irvin, and that just out the end line. Corner kick. Permonen over to take it here in the 59th minute. Down 3 goals. Ann Arbor must get a win. Detroit has finished all 10 games, but they have a 2-point lead. Ann Arbor needs all 3 points today. That in, and knocked away by Creech. Creech picks it up. Oh, that looked like it was going in the far post, and Creech able to keep it out. Much to the consternation of these Ann Arbor fans. Here in the 60th minute. Ball lifted high down on the near wing. Fisher with the throw-in on the near wing. Fisher gets it to Hill. Pressure back there by Peckham. All the way over to Fife. Fife gets it ahead to Conley. Conley up the center of the pitch. Conley over to Brand. Back to Fife. Fife. Now over to Hill. Hill right at the blockades. Hill all the way over to Fisher on the near wing. Fisher. Pressure coming, trying to work her way ahead. Now Hill arcs it in, played down off the body. Again, blasted forward by Toledo. That back into the middle third. Fisher keeping an eye on the pressure by Toledo. Gets it back over to Preeb in her own defensive third. Preeb Moves it up the middle. The Toledo substitutes are getting warmed up. And ball ahead, played down. Flipped over by Van Ewen. Now Toledo into the middle third. There's a whistle. Two substitutions coming in for Ann Arbor, as it looks like Brandon Permonen going out. And it's going to be Molina in for Ann Arbor. Trying to get who that other person was, knocked away by Hill. Moved over to Conley. Conley trying to get herself around Thompson there. That ball lifted forward, headed up by Ann Arbor. All the way back, racing over, trying to get to it. That's sent out the near touchline. Good defense back over there by Gast. Quick throw in by Barreto. That ball trying to move it over Irvin, and that got off out the near touchline. It looks like it's going to be a throw in by Toledo. As Toledo throwing on the near touchline here in the 62nd minute.
At the 62nd minute. Number 13, Ali Molina in for number 7, Vivian Permonen. And number 15, Laura Koch in for number 16, Chloe Brand.
So Koch in for Brand was the other one I missed. That ball moved back to Conley. Conley trying to arc it in, and just wide to the far side and a little high. Trying to catch that upper right-hand corner. That is not easy. As Jenna Ribicki gets it set on the 6. Here in the 63rd minute. I wanted to be the 34th minute. We'd have a lot more time to try and come back. Although it's been all Toledo on the score sheet so far. Will Farrell with the throw-in on the far touchline. Battle for it on that far touchline. As Peckham battling, that going out off of Ann Arbor. Whistle there. This is going to be a kick for Toledo in an advantageous location. Searles, who started off this scoring with a set piece, looking to make something happen with this one. Ann Arbor would love to get this stopped and get a counter going. Here in the 64th minute, the ball into the 18. Played down all the way in along the far wing. Koch trying to pull that away. Hungerford had it. Knocked away and out the far touchline. Throw in by Toledo on that far touchline. Arcton headed up, played down, trying to steal it away as Barreto. Trying to get it away from Peckham back over there. Ball knocked ahead. Hill fires it. Played down by Thompson. Trying to get to it was Searle. Good job by Hill on a beautiful defensive play. Ball all the way over and out the near touchline. That'll be a throw in by Ann Arbor. As we are in the 65th minute now. Fisher on the near touchline. Back to Hill. That was Molina. Ahead, Conley trying to feed it over. Now trying to get it over to Irvin, and Irvin just cut to the right end. Ball over to the left. That down up the near wing. Toledo feeds it right back into the middle third, out the near touchline. So Farrell going to move it back for a kick for Toledo. So I believe that's going to be Jenna Ribicki. Indeed, it does look like it. She's ready to send this from the near side of the middle third. All the way down, played down off the body by Molina. Now here comes Conley. Conley ahead to Hershey. Hershey up the near side of the pitch. Hershey moves it down. Fisher just outside the 18. Fisher trying to get to Bennett. Off the woodwork. Oh, she put a little bit of spin on it and just couldn't get it inside the woodwork. That was a beautiful shot that just, if it had just a touch more spin on it, would have gone in. Instead, it turns into a goal kick. What a good blast, though, that you can't get any closer than that.
Gorgeous shot, just saying.
That ball set back. Fired ahead by Jenna Ribicki. Here in the 66th minute, 3-0. Toledo trying to end Ann Arbor's season and make sure Detroit City wins the Great Lakes Division. Ann Arbor got to get their offense going here. The beautiful opportunities, they got to find their way into the back of the net if they want to try and get back into this game and try and win it, and that's not going to help. And offside. As Toledo had a run, but ended up just back behind the defenders. So that's going to come back just inside of the middle third. And Hill quickly ahead to Hershey. Hershey right over midfield. Hershey coming down the near side of the pitch. Hershey stutter steps towards the center. Hershey all the way over onto the far flank. That ball trying to get through Molina. Molina arcs it into the 18, knocked away. As a good job back over there by Jenna Ribicki. That will go out the far touchline. Throw in by Ann Arbor. Molina gets the throw in. Ball back, launched all the way down into the 18. Irvin trying to get to it, and it just bounced behind her. Another good opportunity, good service, but Irvin just couldn't get herself adjusted back to the ball. Here in the 68th minute. Time certainly looks like it's going to become an issue here. Ball lifted down towards the middle third. Barreto trying to move it over that out the near touchline. Excuse me, that's Hershey. Hershey gets it in. That ball back to Hershey. Hershey on the near touchline. All the way across. Headed up back there. Barreto looks to get to it. Now Molina trying to track it down. That goes out the far touchline. It's going to be a corner here as Hershey goes to take this corner. Ann Arbor could really use a goal off of this set piece. Toledo sitting pretty with a 3-goal lead. Here in the 69th minute. A division title on the line. Hershey raises her left hand. Sends it across. Headed by Irvin right into the back of a Toledo player. Popped up high, trying to get to it is Hill. Now Molina heading it back over. That ball high into. Trying to bounce just down the top of the middle third. Ball back over to Conley. Conley gets it over to Fife. Fife trying to get the offense going again. Ball on to the far touchline. Back over on the far wing. Fife arcs it all the way into the 18. Punched out. As a good job back over there by Creech again. Getting her hands on it. That one deflected out the near touchline by Ann Arbor. That'll be a throw in here for Toledo. We are in the 70th minute. Just a little over 10 minutes before stop it, or a little over 20 minutes before stoppage time. That ball over, trying to turn on it. Irvin gets it all the way over to Molina. Molina trying to feed it across back to Irvin. Irvin gets it over, rocketed, and that just wide. As Koch with a good opportunity. So Koch fired it just wide to the far side. Hand raised. Sent away by Jenna Ribicki. Substitutions coming in for Ann Arbor as Conley going off, Diambra going off. As coming in is Paige Sander and Nam. So Paige Sander and Nam in. That ball on the far touchline, out the far touchline. Toledo with the throw-in here in the 71st minute. Headed up by Ann Arbor. Hill plays it off the body. Hill moves it all the way down over onto the near wing for Barreto. Barreto trying to arc it ahead. Coke racing, or excuse me, Paige Sander racing to get to it. Controlled, moved ahead back over there by Peckham. Right at center, Molina trying to get it over that stolen away. Coming the other direction is O'Farrell. O'Farrell coming down the far wing. O'Farrell has it. O'Farrell looking to try and get it into the 18. Plucked up by Preeb. That moves us into the 72nd minute. Ball lifted high towards midfield. Controlled down on the near wing by Molina. Molina moves it ahead sharply. Grabbed over. Now trying to bring it ahead is Hershey. Hershey trying to play a through ball over, and Paige Sander couldn't quite get to it. That goes out the end line. That will be a goal kick. Ball set by Jenna Rubicki. Raises the right hand. That ball high, headed down by Barreto. Trying to play it over is Irvin. Irvin down on the pitch. Ball goes out the near touchline. That's going to be a throw-in. Quick throw-in by Fisher. Gets it to Molina. Molina back over to Hill, right at center. Hill all the way across. Now Fife brings it ahead. Koch has it on the far touchline. Koch. Paige Sander trying to get it back to Koch on a give and go, and that's just out the far touchline. Throw in by Toledo. All moved back. Nam has it. Nam all the way over to Fisher. Fisher into the attacking third. Fisher launches it into the 18. Played down and grabbed by Creech. Creech has it in the 18. She has been busy but ever steady. Time where she ended up down on the pitch a little bit hasn't seemed to affect her. So we're glad that that injury hasn't affected her. Now Ann Arbor would just like to get a ball back behind her. Played back by Nkoffer. Trying to get to a Barreto. Popped up high. Played down by Thompson. Thompson trying to get to that. Dispossessed over there. Bringing it ahead is Fisher. Back over to Barreto. Barreto just on the edge of the attacking third. Gets it over to Hershey. Hershey trying to get towards the center of the pitch. Now puts it down onto the near wing. Irvin trying to get away. Irvin up over back to Hershey. Hershey back to Irvin on the near touchline. Irvin give and go to Hershey. Hershey trying to get it back to Irvin. Irvin trying to move it over. Fires it off the woodwork again. Oh, what a blast, and off the post. As Fife fires it over, and that will be a ball out the far touchline, but that's going to be Toledo's ball. Ann Arbor.
Another beautiful near miss.
Trying to keep the pressure on Toledo, trying to find a goal. Toledo has made it difficult, and that will take us into the water break.
Mid-second half hydration break.
So for the hydration break, we want to thank all the
storage partner, Units Moving and Storage. Call Units Moving and Storage for your storage pod and moving needs. Visit unitsstorage.com.
Again, we want to thank Diazza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor.
Tourism partner, Destination Ann Arbor, who supports our vibrant community by promoting Ann Arbor as a destination of choice for travelers. Check them out at annarbor.org.
Piazza, the team apparel partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Check out the new 2025 jerseys available at the merch booth in youth, men's, and women's sizes. Wear the jersey the team wears. Polestar Detroit is the electric vehicle partner of AFC Ann Arbor. Polestar Detroit, we thank them for their support. YMCA is the fitness partner of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank YMCA for their support in 2025. Bank of Ann Arbor is the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. We want to thank Bank of Ann Arbor for 10 mighty years of support. Wickfield Properties has been housing the visiting AFC Ann Arbor players for the past 10 years. We want to thank Wickfield Properties. We want to thank Lewis Jewelers, your diamond store. The Ann Arbor District Library, thank you for all their support. It was Ann Arbor District Library Day today. You heard about units moving and storage destination Ann Arbor as Doug read those out. And A20, the sustainability partner of AFC Ann Arbor. A20 supports AFC Ann Arbor's efforts and their sustainability initiatives, including the elimination of plastic bottles at concession and organic and recycled fibers in the team and merch apparel. We are in the 77th minute. So Ann Arbor has about 13 and a half minutes plus stoppage time. We did have a hydration break, so should have a fair amount of stoppage time, but time becoming a major issue as Molina gets it over. Fisher playing across, that ball down, trying to work her way through traffic, shot there, as that was Paige Sander, but that ball plucked up by Creech. Creech comes out to the edge of the 18. As we are now in the 78th minute. Nam plays the ball down. Now Fisher gets it ahead. Moved back by Koch over to Fife. Fife back to Nam. Nam all the way over to Hill. Hill on the center of the pitch. Hill trying to arc it ahead. And flipped right back over to Fisher. Fisher playing it down, and that's just a little far out. And that will be Toledo's ball. Again, a division title on the line. If Ann Arbor doesn't get 4 more goals, Detroit City wins the Great Lakes. Toledo looking for their second win of the season. They did play Ann Arbor tight in Toledo. Ann Arbor ended up winning 2-0, but Toledo did not give them a whole lot of room to work. It's not maybe as easy a game as Ann Arbor had hoped back at Toledo, and Toledo really putting the pressure on today. So they have played a fantastic game. Now, has it up the center of the pitch. Paige Sander trying to get it back, and that out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in by Toledo here in the 79th minute. Ann Arbor with a sense of urgency. That ball headed down, popped up by Toledo. They'll play it on the far touchline, trying to move it ahead over there is O'Farrell.
Toledo substitution number 3, Lily Slotak in for number 9, Allison.
Deflected, coming in. Here comes Paige Sander. Paige Sander fires it, and it's a goal! Paige Sander with a goal in the 80th minute. And Ann Arbor now 3 goals away. They have to keep that pressure on, but they are. Hopefully that first goal will break things open here for Ann Arbor. Fisher ready to get this back as a little Seven Nation Army playing here to get the crowd fired up. Nutmeg out there trying to keep people going. Toledo with the ball right at the center circle. As 10 more minutes before stoppage time. So 10 minutes plus stoppage time left. Ann Arbor down 2 goals. They need 3 to win. That ball brought ahead. Here comes Toledo. Down on the edge of the 18. Preeb plucks that up here in the 81st minute. Quickly moved ahead. Here comes Fife. Fife gets it over to Nam. Nam bringing it up the center of the pitch. Nam all the way over to Molina. Molina right over midfield. Molina down to Fisher. Fisher on the near touchline. Fisher comes towards the center of the pitch. Fisher back to Molina. Molina on the near touchline for Hershey. Hershey back to Molina. Molina high across, played down by Toledo. Good job to pull that away back over there by Barreto. Barreto over to Koch. Koch putting it in the 18. That headed right back. Paige Sander has it. Paige Sander trying to move it over. Hershey with it. Hershey blast. Now trying to get to it is Irvin. Irvin fires it and in. Irvin with a goal. As Irvin gets it to a 1-goal game here in the 82nd minute. Continuing, she had herself 3 goals in the last game. It is now a 1-goal game. Ann Arbor can't settle for the draw, though. They need the win. So Ann Arbor with 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. They need 2 more in the next 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Ann Arbor hoping that the dam has burst and their goals will come easier now. Ball fired ahead by Toledo down, and that will go out the near touchline into the stands. All the way back. Fife has it. Fife moves it ahead. Down the far touchline to Koch. Koch trying to put it in. Headed by Hill as Hill moved ahead and blasted all the way back down and out the far touchline. Here in the 83rd minute, 3-2. Ball into Nam. Nam all the way across to Molina. Ann Arbor can't let up now. Fisher on the near touchline. Fisher coming ahead with it. Fisher cuts towards the center of the pitch. Fisher trying to rocket it. That blasted all the way back. Now knocked down by Nam. Trying to play it over. Nam trying to get to it. She ends up down on the pitch, pulled away. Toledo trying to race the other direction as here comes Spotik. Spotik. That ball all the way over to Unkoffer. Unkoffer fires it. That right through the field goal post. That will be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Again, big sense of urgency here in the 84th minute. Ann Arbor down a goal. They need 2. As Detroit City is up 2 points on Ann Arbor, their regular season finished. It will be either Detroit City or Ann Arbor going to Pittsburgh to play in the playoffs. Ann Arbor looking for their first ever USLW Division Championship. Good job by Paige Sander to head it in. That knocked away by Gast. Down the far touchline. Here comes Toledo as Toledo Villa trying to get past. Still racing down with it. Brought over. Trying to see the number here. Good job by Fife, and that will go right out the end. As that was a battle with Hannah Ribicki. Here in the 85th minute, 3-2. Toledo with the 1-goal lead, Ann Arbor. Bringing up the near side of the pitch. Here comes Hershey. Hershey racing ahead with it over midfield. Hershey ahead to Fisher. Fisher cuts towards the center of the pitch. Fisher arcs it all the way across. That ball played down onto the far wing. Fired! Oh, looking for a head is Irvin. Irvin. She goes down to the pitch. That's going to be a corner. Big set piece here for Ann Arbor. Hershey over to take this set piece.
A note from AADL. If you received a large t-shirt from them today and would like to swap it out for a different size, email them at marketing@aadl.org and they'll swap it out for you.
Hershey ready for this big set piece for Ann Arbor. They need 2 more goals. Left hand raised. All the way across. Popped away. Shot. And boy, Creech was all the way out on the edge of the 18 trying to pluck up that one. Sent right back in. Off the crossbar. Nope, that's going to be a goal kick. Must have been off the field goal post. Crossbar. We're in the 86th minute. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Ann Arbor had a goal in the 80th and the 82nd minute. Toledo trying to kill off time with the 1-goal lead. Ann Arbor needs a win. Played down, tipped over onto the near touchline. Barreto trying to give and go that out the near touchline, and that will be a throw-in for Toledo. We are in the 87th minute. Time becoming a big factor. Fisher gets a quick squirt of water. Couple more substitutions for Ann Arbor. As coming in, Cambury. As well as Deccan.
Ann Arbor substitutions. Number 3, Jackie Canberry. For number 15.
Here comes Hershey. Coming across, Hershey, that off the back of a Toledo player. Trying to get to it. Here comes Irvin. Across the hill. Over onto the far wing. Camberry knocked away. Camberry into the far corner. That out. That will be a corner kick for Ann Arbor. We're in the 88th minute. Hershey over. Ann Arbor would love to get a goal off of this set piece. Rather not wait until stoppage time. Hershey gets the ball back. Pretty much everyone in the 18. Most everyone. Arcs across. Headed up by Toledo. Fisher trying to head it back. Played down. Molina trying to get to it, but that lifted back into the middle third. That played down by Preeb. Preeb in the middle third. Preeb arcs it all the way ahead. Headed by Toledo. That will roll out, and that will be a corner for Ann Arbor. So Ann Arbor with another big set piece. As Hershey gets set up in the near corner. We are in the 89th minute. 2 minutes before stoppage time. As they have a short opportunity. Hand raised. Arced all the way across. And that will go out the end line. See Molina with an opportunity. And again, it just didn't quite bend enough. 1.5 minutes before stoppage time. Hand raised. Jenna Rubicki. Down to center. Camberry ends up down on the pitch. Molina heads it back towards the middle third. Trying to race over and get to it. Pulled away the other direction. Toledo feeding it ahead is Searles. All the way back to Fife. Fife has it with 50 seconds left before stoppage time. Camberry moves it ahead. And chipped down. Back over, stolen away. Paige Sander trying to get to it. That pulled back the other direction by Fife. Fife on that far touchline. They'll say it went out the far touchline. 30 seconds left before stoppage time. That ball down the far touchline all the way back into the defensive third. Preeb lets it bounce into the 18. 5 seconds left before stoppage time. We are in stoppage time now. Ann Arbor needs 2 goals. Otherwise, Detroit City FC will win the Great Lakes Division. Ann Arbor has had 2 goals. Minimum of 5 minutes stoppage time. We're about 20 seconds into those 5 minutes. Molina bringing it ahead. Ann Arbor, huge sense of urgency. They have to have it. Fisher coming down. Fisher stops. Division title on the line. We lose. Detroit wins the division. We win. And we win the division. That ball all the way over and out the near touchline. 45 seconds into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Trying to get it across is Decken. That ball all the way back. Preeb has it in the defensive third. Preeb arcs it down the pitch. Played down on the near wing. Here comes Hershey. Sending it across. Trying to get to it back there was Decken. Played down over to Koch. Rockets it in, and that just wide. Oh, about a foot to the near side. We're a minute 20 seconds into a minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time. The mountain is becoming ever taller for Ann Arbor to climb. Big set piece here. Ball ready for this corner. And raised. All the way across. Paige Sander heads it up. Grabbed by Creech. Creech with it. As we are 2 minutes into a minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time. I'm sure everyone from Detroit City is tuned in here, hoping that Toledo can hang on. Everyone in the Ann Arbor area looking for 2 more big goals. Ball up high, looking to get it. Hill crashing in on it. Battle there. Played down. That back over to Fisher. Fisher trying to arc it in. All the way over to Camberry. Camberry keeps it in the far touchline. Camberry looking for a cross that goes out the end line. Two minutes, 40 seconds into a minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time. Ann Arbor needs to find 2 goals quickly to continue their season. Otherwise, it is over. It has been, no matter what happens, this has been a fantastic season. This team has played amazing. We really just would love to see them continue. As Nam over on that far touchline, goes out the far touchline. Quick throw in. Headed up by Toledo. Nam trying to play it back. Now Molina has it. Molina trying to bring it forward. 3 minutes, 12 seconds into a minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time. Fisher coming ahead with it. Fisher gets it over. Now trying to get across. Still battling back there is Decken. Decken gets it back over to Fisher. Fisher arcs it into the 18. As punched out and grabbed. Creech knocks it away, picks it up. 3 minutes, 30 seconds into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Creech fires it all the way down into the middle third. That will go out. That'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor on the Toledo side of midfield. That ball popped up back into the middle third. 4 minutes into stoppage time, a minimum of 1 minute left. Ann Arbor needs 2 goals. Toledo up a goal, coming ahead with it. Down the near wing, slide, and tackled out. Decken with a quick throw in on the near touchline. Decken trying to get it back over, played down, now out the near touchline. 4:22 into minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time. That out as every second Toledo is able to waste is huge for both Detroit City and Toledo. Molina on the near touchline all the way across, headed up by Toledo, trying to play it down. Nam chases it back, gets it back over to Molina. 4:45 into stoppage time. Popped up high back over there. Trying to get to it all the way across, and that just high sent there by Camberry. We are now over 5 minutes in stoppage time. And that is it. Despite a valiant effort and an amazing season with only 2 losses, Toledo is able to get the win, and Detroit City wins the Great Lakes Division. Congratulations to Detroit City, and commiserate with all of our Ann Arbor fans. I know it doesn't feel good right now, but it was a great season. We hope to build on it. We hope that this women's team will come back stronger and stronger. All of these amazing, wonderful athletes, we hope that they do well going back. We hope they have an amazing year back in college and wherever they may be. Thank you to them for spending a good chunk of their summer in Ann Arbor. We are very grateful for their time. We'd love to see them come back again next season. But thank you to you for watching, for cheering, whichever team you're cheering on. Thank you for your support of this team. It's a final in USLW. Toledo 3, Ann Arbor 2, and that means Detroit City is your Great Lakes champion of the Great Lakes District. We will have another game coming up for the men's squad. That game is on the 8th. Here versus Macomb, Union FC Macomb. The men's squad still in the mix for a playoff position, so we'll keep our fingers crossed there. But thank you to the women's squad for allowing us the privilege of broadcasting their games. Thank you to James Wiseman as well as Christina Wiseman, our camera people, Mike Butler, our director. My name is Mark Wiseman. It is always a privilege to be here with you folks. Thank you to you for everything, and have a great rest of your weekend. And a big round of applause from all the supporters, all of the AFC Ann Arbor women's squad down there. They deserve it. They had a great season. Take care.